When police identify the person in the video, they will face felony charges. Anyone who has information about the case should call Lexington Police or Crime Stoppers at 1-888-CRIME-SC. In the studio, Shelli Adamczyk. Watch Fox News. Cannon is just one of the hundreds of farmers affected by last year's flood. And now, a year later, a similar picture. We're here at Calhoun Plaza where the water is coming over the spillway and rushing down into the Congaree River. The decision is still up in the air about where the 2017 championships will play out. NCAA officials say an announcement could come by mid-October. In the studio, Shelli Adamczyk. Watch Fox News. Bidders tells me there are more than 100 deaf people in the Midlands that can benefit from this training in emergency situations. Horrifying reminders are still on this road in Calhoun County of what happened here last Friday, and right now a community is looking for justice. Right now he's being held at Alvin S. Glenn Detention Center, where Lott says he's not cooperating with officials. October marks a year since historic flooding swept through South Carolina. For many, it's a time to remember what was lost. But here at this Columbia home Thursday, one family is opening the door to a new beginning. Now, Project Hope isn't just for the summer months. Almost a dozen deputies are assigned to the program. Water lines like these are still seen on cars and businesses in the 5 Points area. Carrier says the tree that fell on his house was about the size of this one across the street. Now, he says Friday's storm that swept through Columbia caused high winds, which uprooted the tree from right here, then caused it to fall straight onto the house right above the dining room area. If the Senate gives the green light to the House budget plan, the dollars will go into effect when the next fiscal year begins in July. And we talked to a lot of supporters who say they're ready to make sure that Rubio carries this momentum into Nevada. Live in Columbia, Shelli Adamczyk, Watch Fox News. The corner of Calhoun and Meeting Street, and as you can see behind me, we're told that members of the church are now being led into TD Arena here in Charleston. Advocates from the task force report there were more than 150 victims reported in 2015. Now they say they're ready to do whatever it takes to reduce that number. These images show Jeremy Cannon's Turbeville farm, just hours after Hurricane Matthew made landfall in South Carolina.
It is a disaster for farmers, just because of how bad last year was.
Unfortunately, this isn't the first time his farm has seen devastation like this. Cannon is just one of the hundreds of farmers affected by last year's flood. And now, a year later, a similar picture. Department of Agriculture officials say it's still too soon to know the exact impact Hurricane Matthew had on farmers.
Not knowing how much damage Hurricane Matthew has done to the crops has just got a lot of uncertainty and in my mind, just not knowing.
Last year, Cannon lost almost 90% of his cotton and soybeans to October's storm. Right now, it's not clear how much was lost this time around, but no matter what the amount, he can't afford another loss.
You know, there'll be some beans to harvest there, but definitely I think there's some potential yield loss. The cotton that was defoliated was hammered pretty bad. We have some cotton that's definitely been pulled out the bowl and it's on the ground.
While the water has receded, crops remain in the fields and fallen trees are still scattered across the 1,600-acre family farm. Now cleaning up and assessing the damage, Cannon is hoping to get some government assistance to help him and other farmers back on their feet.
Kind of like the perfect storm of events that had occurred to put farmers in our state in one of the worst case scenarios we could have. Nowhere to get help.
A storm South Carolina farmers will continue to weather at a vulnerable time. In Turbeville, Shelli Adamczyk, Watch Fox News.
Real playful. She got some sharp teeth on her. She's 5 months old.
Matt Bradshaw found this puppy wandering near a rest stop off I-95 in Santee last weekend, less than a week after Hurricane Matthew hit South Carolina.
I slowed down and called her and opened the car door, and she hopped right in like she knew me, and she was my own dog. Yeah.
After he found the dog, Bradshaw reached out to his neighbor, who works for a local animal nonprofit.
She's crate trained.
Tuesday morning, they took the puppy they're now calling Chloe to the Orangeburg County Animal Control. They were hoping they could find her owner, but she wasn't microchipped.
We've had a lot of people from the coast that stayed in Santee during the Hurricane Matthew evacuation, so then we consider that a possibility.
While Chloe is close to finding her forever home, many animals are still left without, some lost or left behind by their owners.
Even though this is one dog that has been found, there are hundreds and thousands of other dogs in other shelters throughout South Carolina.
Someone accidentally lost her when she got off a leash. Hopefully they can get in contact and get her back.
A new beginning for this pup as they look to find her forever home. And a reminder that so many like her are still out there.
Come here.
In Orangeburg, Shelli Adamczyk, Watch Fox News.